So I'm going to do a little rundown here. We've gone over why you want to write a book, so you can get back on track if you fall off. I'm writing a book so I can gain credibility. You know, what I'm writing going to give that to me? I want to write a book that'll help somebody with self-identity. Is what I'm writing going to do that? So that's your mission, to write. That's why you're writing the book. We've gone over the physical attributes of your book. You know, your pages and sizes and paper and binding and all that. You know who your one reader is, you know her main problem, and you know you can help her and give her solutions. So that means that you can take a piece of paper and put the problem at the top and write down the permutations of that problem and say, yes, I can help her with all of that. And then underneath that, you write down your solution. You know, I can do tapping, I can take her through exercises, I can give a workshop on that and do some hand holding. You know, what are the certain things that you can do to help her with that problem? And that's your book. Boom, 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 there it is, it's done. And you can do that within a month. I guarantee you, if you have expertise and skills and knowledge in a certain area, like all of you do, you can get that material written out within a month. If you concentrate 1 or 2 hours a day, and that's only 30 hours, big deal. You know, you can do that. Now I'm going to show you a little trick, and it's something that I'm going to show you during the next workshop, but I thought that I'd share it with you today because it's so cool. Now that you know the why and the who and the what, I want you to go online and find the book Writing Nonfiction by Dan Poynter. As a matter of fact, I'll send you the image of his book, because the back cover is what you want to emulate. Now here's why. Let's say that your title is Conquering Depression, Eliminating Suicidal Tendencies, or something like that, okay? You pick that up in the bookstore and you say, God, that looks interesting. Maybe so-and-so would be interested, or maybe you'll be interested in it. You pick it up. The next thing you do is you turn it over and you look at the back cover, because the back cover of the book is what sells it. It's what clues you in to what's inside the book so that you can go yay or nay. For instance, when you go to the grocery store and you see a bunch of oranges, you don't just go, I'm going to pick that one. You go over there and you look at them carefully. This is the same thing as being in the grocery store and looking at the selections. So on the back cover, you think up an alternative title to your book. You don't want to use the same one again. That's a waste of space. You want to hook your reader in by using another title. Like your front title was Conquer Depression. On the back title, it might have been, aren't you tired of feeling so sad all the time? So that's your alternate title. The next thing that you're going to do is create a paragraph. The reader of this book will find out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. You write it in paragraph form, because there are some people who like that paragraph form. That's their method of accessing information. Now for the next segment, you're going to address people like me. I like bullets because it boom, 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 boom. This is what I'm going to get out of this book. So at the top of your bullets, you're going to write, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you bulletize your paragraph. What am I going to get out of this book? I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to discover this fact that will change everything for me. You're going to reveal this secret that nobody else knows. You're going to share with me a tip that will help me get through this particular period. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so there's 5 bullet points. Underneath that, you're going to write 1 to 3 reviews. For instance, the New York Times says such and such about your book, or the Washington Post said such and such, or this expert, Lindsay Kenny, EFT master, says such and such about your book, because that gives you credibility in the publishing world. The next section is going to be a really short 1 to 2 line bio. Wendy Crockett has been working with seniors for 30 years. She's found out that the core causes of such and such, and she's been able to help thousands of people, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and you can find her at seniorexpert.com. Okay, that's your little bio. That gives you a little history. Why I should believe this author? Why is she writing this book? Why should I pay attention to her? That's your little bio. Underneath that, at the very bottom of your book, there will be 2 sides. On the right-hand side will be a little square, and that's where your ISBN will go. Please don't call it an ISBN number, because that's like saying the River Rio Grande. You're repeating yourself. ISBN is International Standard Book Number. So it's ISBN, not ISBN number. Just a little tidbit in there so you know. So on the right-hand side, you leave space for the little rectangular shape for your ISBN. And on the left-hand side, you make a call to action, because people like to be told what to do. So in that little teeny tiny space, you're going to say, you've been looking for information like this that'll help you out so dramatically for years. What are you waiting for? And then you say, get this book now. It's an invitation, and they'll go, she's right. I have been looking for this information for years. What am I waiting for? And you go over to the book counter, or you go to the checkout on the website and you buy the book. So to recap, you've got your alternate title, you've got your paragraph with 5 things that the reader's going to get out of the book, not about the book. You don't want to say, this book is about blah-de-blah, because that's boring. The reader wants to know, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this book? So there's your paragraph, there's your 5 bullets, there's your 1 to 3 reviews, and there's your bio and your call to action and ISBN space. So there's your back cover. Now, why do I have you do this now? Why can't that wait until later, after you've written the book and you've got all that information to call from? Well, here's the reason. You've already figured out who your reader is, what she's struggling with, and what you're going to give them, right? And so when you say your reader's going to get this, 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 and this, you've already decided that. I'm going to give her tips and tricks and strategies and anecdotes and stories, case studies. So you write that down in your 5 bullets. Then you take those 5 bullets and you make that into your chapter headings. You see how cool this is? It totally integrates the outside and inside of your book, and everything that your reader needs to know is on that back cover, and it tells you exactly what to write. So your first bullet might be, you're going to learn how to do X. So you use the topic of that as your first chapter heading. In this book, you're going to learn to do da 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 da. Or you could say, have you ever known that such and such will hold you back from something? That's your chapter heading. And then you write your chapter. And the cool thing is that your chapter doesn't have to be more than 3 pages. And at the end of the chapter, you can have a summary and a little quiz. And then you put a teaser for what's in the next chapter. Now, yes, there's only 5 bullets. See if you can take each bullet and make it into 2 chapter headings. The first will be the secret of such and such. The second will be the solution to such and such. Do you see where I'm going with this and how easy it makes writing your book? It's phenomenal. When Dan Poynter said that, this is where I learned it. When he said that in his class, it bowled me over, because I was at the point of thinking about my subject, but I didn't know who my reader was. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And when he said, when you write your bullet points, you've written your chapter headings, and you can tweak them and make them compelling, but that's what you've done, is you've written your chapter subjects. This is really fascinating. It really ties in all of the information in your book to the cover, so that it's integral. And when somebody picks it up and learns, I'm going to do this, this, and this in your book, and then he opens up the book to page 55 and finds that exact information, man, you've got such a solid book. When the reader who you've pointed to in writing this book finds that book, she's not even going to think a second. She's going to snatch it up and take it over to the checkout counter. And that's what you want. The cool thing about this is that that's the kind of book that libraries want. And you can sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books to libraries, even ebooks. They buy ebooks as well. You can sell them in bulk at colleges. You know, there's a huge market for books like this at colleges. So, you know, if you're looking to make some money with books and you learn how to market your book right, when you write a solid book like this, boy, you've got all kinds of possibilities. So there you are. That's the last secret I wanted to give you. And then I wanted to talk with you a little bit about the upcoming course, because I'm going to be giving you more tips and tricks like this, where it's going to really refine your writing and make it fast, so that you don't have to sit there and mull about a chapter thinking, what am I going to write? How am I going to do this? I'm going to give you a pattern to follow. And when you follow this pattern on all of your books, you can pump out books like crazy. You know, we were talking about, you know, you can write a book for your 50-year-old, your 60-year-old, your 70-year-old. This is how to do that without having to, oh God, another book. It's going to take me a year to write it. No, you can write a book in a month, guaranteed. So that's what we're going to do together. We're going to sit down, we're going to map out, strategize, plan, and give you the experience of actually having the steps to take to write a book. You don't have to finish a book in that time. You know, if you're one of those people who really enjoys sitting around and thinking about things and cogitating and making notes and doing research, that's fine. I like to do that. Sometimes it takes me a long time to do the research on something. But if I've got a book I want to put out really fast, this is how I do it. And I want to show you how to do it yourself. Now, I told you that you can use Word for your software. It's totally doable. You can use Microsoft Word. There's a way to do it. You can either use the text program or the presentation mode, believe it or not. Or you can use OpenOffice for us Mac users who can't stand Word. Or for people who are a little more advanced, you can use InDesign, which is a book making app that is just fabulous. It's the best. A little tip for your cover. You can get free images and make your book cover on canva.com. It's a free site. The only problem with it is that you'll be creating a cover that will only be 72 dpi. 72 dpi is a very low resolution image. So you're going to have to find some way of creating a high resolution image for your cover. That's the only problem with it. And I'll tell you more tips and tricks like that in the 4-week course. So I'm excited about the course because there are a lot of people who don't know this information, don't know the 3 mistakes, and could certainly use it. So God, they're sitting there with all this amazing information and they could get it out so fast. And they, instead of writing one big long book, they could write 3 or 4 smaller ones and gain the credibility and become a speaker and go on TV and radio and talk about these things for people and help them have more impact, make more money, you know, so that they can support themselves and help more people. That's the reason to make more money, as far as I'm concerned, is, you know, how much more impact can I have? How much more fun can I have with people and giving them more information? So I'm going to start this class next week on the 30th. Is it the 30th? Yeah, it's the 30th it starts. And you can see that this is a class that I really ought to charge a lot for. You know, somebody told me I should charge $1,500. No, I'm not going to do that. But it will be that on January 1st. Instead of that, though, from November 1st on, it'll be $500. But for you guys, since you came through this class with me, I'm offering it for $199. That's $60 off what it'll be next month. So if you would like to check it out and see what's in it and what you can get out of it, it is at writepublishnow.com/book-course, COURSE. writepublishnow.com/book-course. So that's it for today. We only went over a half an hour, but I want to know what questions you have. So I'm going to take us off record here for a second.